Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us for Racine and Me. I'm Meghan Reistad, and I am so excited to welcome you this morning for a special edition of Racine and Me. It's our graduation special. This morning, we are introducing you to area high school seniors who are going above and beyond in their communities, and an unexpected surprise for one student during a virtual assembly. First this morning, when we talk about grit, Gabby Berthium's got it. She's an 18-year-old from Racine who has been proving people wrong since she was just hours old, and that's why her family is now working to change the conversation about people with disabilities and focus on abilities instead.
Healthy ecosystems provide support services that
online learning. It's something we've gotten to know over the last year, and it's pretty straightforward. What you see is what you get.
because ecosystems are just
Get to know Gabby Berthium, and you'll discover the opposite. Layers of determination and a lesson better than any book in hard work.
So unless their living parts are healthy,
living in a body that's provided plenty of adversity.
Right here.
Which one?
Gabby's mom, Gretchen,
There's always a story.
remembers the day doctors told her Gabby would have the most severe form of spina bifida.
And they gave us a big list of your child can't or won't. Will never walk, will never talk, will be of below average intelligence, will never play sports.
Her first surgery at just 2 hours old to close the opening in her back.
My little fighter.
Fighting for her health her whole life. Gabby has been through as many surgeries as years she's been alive. 18 surgeries total. Yet you saw that trophy?
And I had a really good time, didn't I?
She's never let anything stand in her way, even when standing was a challenge of its own.
Dream big.
We had a doctor say, oh, it'd be a waste of money to get her braces on her legs. And I'm like, it's my money to waste, and we're going to try. And she was walking within 6 months.
Walking was just the beginning.
Yeah.
To set her soaring, from swimming to sailing and so much more. She's the 2019 WIAA state champion in wheelchair division, among too many other accolades to count.
Gabby. And it's like so hard to stand up correctly.
Oh my gosh.
All of that.
I've proved people wrong that have thought that I wouldn't have been able to do anything, really. While I'm in high school, I'm able to talk, I'm able to walk, so I'm already proving them wrong.
I'm so proud of her.
First call.
This brings us to her senior year track and field season. A few nerves.
All right, have fun.
And a whole lot of heart.
Go, 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 go!
Go, Gabby, go! All the way through!
Yeah.
Yeah, Gabby.
Doing exercises, it's like my mind turns off. And it feels good.
Even when the race isn't won,
How did you feel? That good, huh?
or an old injury proves too painful.
Is it muscle spasm?
Gabby, you're done today then, boy.
Today brings the beauty of tomorrow. Another opportunity to show the sky's the limit by how she's conquered the ground. And Gabby plans to attend the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign in the fall, where she will be a student athlete in the adaptive athletics program. We want to introduce you to another Racine County standout student, Sarah Frickin Smith. She is a senior from Walden, and she's joining us this morning. She is the president of student government, and her teachers say she is a valuable asset in all of her classes. Hey, Sarah, thanks for being here.
Hi.
Hey, why don't you share a little bit about yourself? It sounds like you were very involved in high school.
As you said, I'm the student government president this year. I've been involved in student government since middle school, and I'm also on the leadership team for our school's robotics team as well, and I've been doing that for a few years. I'm also a member of National Honor Society as well.
That is so awesome. Okay, and so what are your future plans?
I'm planning on going to the University of Wisconsin-Madison for a degree in psychology, and then hopefully attend law school after that.
Awesome. All right, go Badgers. You're going to have an awesome time, and what a great education there at UW. What are you most excited for in the future?
Honestly, I'm just really excited to start college and start that next step of my life and kind of get to know new people and new places and just move on.
Yeah. Now, what do you think, how would you describe it? What was it like going through high school during a pandemic? You know, a good majority of your junior year, all of your senior year has been during the pandemic. So how would you describe that, or what has that been like?
It's been difficult for sure. I think it's brought out a lot more work ethic in kids, and it's really just made us tougher as students, I think, since you have to put in the extra work and go the extra mile to learn that material for yourself and get extra help from your teachers when it's not so easily there for you.
Sure. And did you do a lot of your work from home, or were you in class, or kind of what was your situation there at Walden?
Yeah, we, when the pandemic started, we went home for school, and then we were online school all the way up until March when we had the option of coming back. So I came back in school in March, but otherwise spent all my senior year online.
Wow. Okay. So we certainly hope that, you know, next year for your freshman year at UW, you can go back to being in-person classes. What advice do you have for other students? Because, you know, I reached out to Racine County teachers, and I just said, I want to hear from some really standout students, and your name was on that list. So what recommendations would you have for students, or what advice do you have for people who are younger than you?
Honestly, just get involved in your schools. Clubs are so fun, and not just to be seen as for a college resume or anything like that. When you really get into your school, it can be so fun to do, to plan events and to work with other students, and it really helps develop you as a person as well, and grow your responsibilities and everything like that. So just really advise to get involved.
Wonderful. Okay, what would you say one of the best decisions that you made was during high school?
I'd have to say, I think joining student government. I've had so much fun in student government, working on planning events. We do our big food drive and penny war fundraisers. And it's just been so amazing to get closer with my school, interact with teachers more than you normally would, and just work closely with teachers and the administration to kind of make fun events happen and to do things for our community as well. And I think that's just been so fun for me and made my high school experience so much better.
Awesome. All right, Sarah. Well, it was great to talk with you. We wish you all the best. Congratulations on your senior year, and thank you so much for being here today.
Yep, thank you.
Still ahead on Racine and Me, a surprise for a student with special needs. We've got details on a special honor one student received during a virtual assembly. A Racine Unified School District student went to prom in style. That's after he was surprised as Prom King. CBS 58's Emily Thornton was there for the big moment.
Bubba Reese is known around the halls here at Park High School as someone who can always brighten your day. And recently, his classmates made his day even better.
Mr. Roberto Bubba Reese.
Bubba, who has special needs, was crowned Prom King during a virtual assembly on Thursday. His friend and principal, Jeff Miller, made the announcement.
He's revered in this building. He is loved in this building, in our community. I'm really happy for him. I'm happy for his family. I'm happy for all of his friends that have been there for him through all these years. It's just a really cool thing.
He says from the start, votes came streaming in for Bubba.
It says something about the culture of Park High School. Park High School is a family. And no matter who you are, no matter your circumstances, we preach family and we preach togetherness and acceptance. And this is just how we demonstrate this.
Bubba's mom was there to celebrate as he was crowned.
There's no words. I'm just glad that everybody can support him in every way.
After the announcement, Bubba put on the crown and sash and took a walk around the school.
He makes people's lives a little bit better. just by being a part of us. I hope that as he continues to grow and mature, that he doesn't lose that zest for life that he has.
Reporting in Racine, Emily Thornton, CBS 58 News.
Bubba even got to ride in a sports car to prom with his principal, Jeff Miller. I'm so excited to introduce you to another standout student from Racine County. We have Lorelei Queso. She's also a senior at Walden. Her teachers describe her as a hardworking student who goes out of her way to help others feel needed and make sure everyone's voices are heard. Welcome, Lorelei. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Why don't you go ahead and tell us about yourself?
So, I'm a senior at Walden this year. I graduate in a couple of weeks, and I'm planning on going into psychology for my major when I get into college.
Awesome. Okay, and so after graduation, do you know yet where you are going to college?
I'm going to go to Gateway for a year. That way I can get all my prereqs done, and then I'm going to transfer all my credits to UW-Milwaukee and get my major there.
Awesome. Okay, so dream job. What would you say your dream job is?
Working with kids, wanting to explain to them that the things their minds do isn't always up to them. It's not always their fault, and there are healthy ways that we can cope and deal with either things in the future or things from our past that we're not so happy happened to us.
Awesome. Okay, now tell me a little bit about this. So you went through so much of your last 2 years of high school during a pandemic. What was that like? I've got a picture of you here. I think this must have been at some formal event or prom with masks on. You know, you were in the thick of this during high school.
Yeah, it was very scary. I'm a very nervous person at times, so when my whole life got uprooted like that and we all had to go into quarantine for months, it was kind of like a big change in my plans and in my schedule. So to have that happen in the middle of high school was very scary, and it was very sad because in some ways I feel like you kind of get cheated when we had to go through this as high school students. But I'm thankful for all my teachers who have sat by my side since it's all happened and have made the transition through COVID so much easier.
And so I suppose the majority of your senior year has been virtual then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
has.
Okay. How have you made sure to still stay connected though with teachers and friends and, you know, kind of still felt that community?
So there's still, like, we meet on Google Classroom. That's how we do our classes online, but they're always just like an email away, and we even are able to set up like separate meets. So I'm able to still meet one-on-one with my teachers if I need to, and they've always been super on top of it and super with trying to get students help if they need it. So I've never had an issue with communicating with them or getting anything I've needed from them, especially support.
Okay. You know, you've been through a lot the last 2 years. Your teachers say you are someone who goes out of their way to help people, to make their voices heard. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit, what you've been doing during high school to help people?
I just try to communicate with as many people as I can. I try to reach out to those who might not always get help right away. I reach out to other students. I'm constantly trying to help, especially like within my own classes, to give positive feedback and try to elaborate with the teachers on how this can be a little bit better for the class, or this could be a little bit better for the class. And I'm always trying to make little things up to have fun. For like Easter or holidays, I help put up little sticky window clings on our home group windows, just to bring a little bit more life into the room with everything going on.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, I'm so glad that we got to talk with you today, and we wish you the best of luck. I know you're going to do amazing things as you move on into adulthood. So thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
Stick around. Next on Racine and Me, it's a pandemic performance from students at Academies of Racine at Case High School. We have one more student to check in with this morning. Jordan Brisley is a senior at the Racine Engineering Arts and Leadership School. She has future plans to go into the military. Jordan, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, why don't you just tell us about yourself?
So I am 18 years old. I go to real school. I am currently enlisted with the U.S. Army. I should be stationed out pretty soon, around June 15th. I don't know what else to say.
Okay, hey, that's great information. Thank you. There, we've got a photo of you with an Army hat on, I'm assuming. Is that what we were seeing in that photo? Okay, awesome. Okay, so, you know, when we talked with teachers in the area, I said, I want to talk to a standout student, and they said that you are someone who struggled throughout your early years of school, but then you really turned things around. And, you know, you and I had a conversation before this interview, and you said as hard as the pandemic was, it was a time that you really changed your course. So tell us about that. I think this is just so neat how you took advantage. You know, you really made the most of the situation.
Even though it was a downer, you know, not being able to see everybody and everything, I thought it was a good personal learning experience, you know, like being able to see the bigger picture from the inside and really just working on myself, because that's what I needed at the time.
Yeah, and so did you, you know, prioritize schoolwork a little bit more once you were kind of...
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Schoolwork, my career path, you know, cutting out good and bad things, making a balance.
Yeah. Good for you. Okay, and you have awesome plans for the future. Tell us a little bit more about that. You said June is when you're leaving?
Yes,
okay.
June 15th. I should be leaving June 15th. I'm going to be a U.S. Army airborne paratrooper and a 92 Golf, which is a culinary specialist.
Cool. Okay. So, you know, careers, dream job. What would you say your dream job is?
My dream job since I was younger would to be a lawyer.
Awesome.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Well, it sounds like you are on your way. What advice do you have for other students?
Honestly, don't focus on anything else but yourself. You are the only person that defines your future, nobody else. You're the only person that literally determines everything in your life. So just follow your gut, work on yourself, self-reflect, and just keep moving no matter how hard it gets.
Yeah. Yeah, control what you can, which is yourself,
yes.
As you said. What do you think was one of the best things that you did during high school? Like best decisions that you made?
That's tricky because there's not many, but some of the best things and decisions that I did in school.
It sounds like
a tricky one.
As of late, you've really made some good decisions with choosing your future career path and really focusing on school, you know?
Yeah, I would say one of the best decisions was switching to a program where I could graduate early.
Okay. Jordan, thank you so much for joining us. We wish you all the best, and we are so excited for you and your future endeavors. Congratulations on graduation.
Thank you.
And thank you for being here.
Alrighty, thank you.
Still ahead on Racine and Me this morning for our graduation special, we are highlighting some special high school seniors who are balancing school and serving others. First, though, as we send you off to break this morning, we want to share the sounds of students from the academies of Racine at Case High School. They're performing All the Small Things. many graduating seniors, college is the time to start pursuing what career they may want to have in the future. But for 2 students in the Racine School District, the real world couldn't wait until high school graduation day, much less college. Pauline Lee shares the story of 2 seniors working on the front lines even during a pandemic.
I feel like any head start in your career could definitely help you in the long run.
Tuesday nights at Waterford Fire Station 2 is the night Kenneth Leone looks forward to the most out of the week.
Being here just makes me want to stay here forever.
He's a senior at J.I. Case High School in Racine. But here, he's just one of them, firefighters, working together, learning together, and training together.
Training is the best part. It's like a family. Everybody laughs, jokes. When the call gets dispatched, we instantly go into serious mode.
He comes from a family of firefighters.
Just at an early age, I've always been around firefighting.
But you won't see him running into a burning building out on calls. At 17, he's just too young for that. But he still has a very important job to do.
When firefighters come out, we usually check on them, see if they're okay.
So the firefighters, they take care of people, and then you take care of the firefighters.
Yeah.
He's currently the only high school senior on the staff of 65 volunteer, part-time, and career firefighters.
Start by counting up what you have for 20s.
Assistant Chief Thomas Nearing says they could use more students like Kenneth.
We have 3 20s.
He could be gunning for your job in the future.
And hopefully he is, and hopefully he's better than I am, and that's what we want in the fire service. We want the next generation to take the torch and to keep going with it.
Back in Racine,
I just fell in love with the residents.
Jasmine Calvillo gets home from William Horlick High School and gets ready for work.
I love working.
She spends a lot of her time at Siena, the home of the Racine Dominican Sisters, and Ascension Living in Caledonia.
As of right now, I have 3 jobs. I'm a CNA on-call for the sisters. I'm a dietary aide for Ascension, and I'm currently going to be a CNA for Ascension starting the 25th. But yeah, and then I picked up 11 shifts for CNA.
Her work as a certified nursing assistant comes at an important time when so many residents have struggled during this pandemic.
They're not allowed to have visitors. They're not allowed to go out and anywhere. It's just really restricted.
The joy that you bring them, even if it's just a little bit, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel wonderful. So I just bring my school computer to do any kind of work.
For both Jasmine and Kenneth, juggling senior year with their jobs isn't always easy.
Usually after training, I do a little bit of homework.
If anything, they say this pandemic has made them even more sure of their career choice. Because pandemic or not, there will always be someone in need of help.
If I could do anything to help somebody, I would.
The smile is what's worth it.
Kenneth enlisted in the Marine Corps and plans to go for his paramedic license and the rest of his fire certification at Fox Valley Tech. Jasmine will go for her nursing degree at Gateway Technical College. That concludes Racine and Me for the morning. If you have an idea for a future episode of Racine and Me, please let me know. You can reach out on Facebook or you can send me an email. Thanks so much for joining us this morning for our special edition of Racine and Me Graduation Special. I'm Meghan Reistad. We'll see you next time for Racine and Me.